Supreme and Air Jordan, an iconic collab from 2015, rumored to be returning in fall-winter 2024. In this video, it's a bit of a two-parter. We're gonna do a retrospective review of the original 2015 collaboration, and then I'm gonna talk about what I'd like to see from the potential upcoming collaboration between Supreme and Jordan that is rumored to occur this upcoming season. Let's get right into it.
What we do here is go back.
Before we get started, if you guys are a fan of Supreme, sneakers, streetwear, and more, you've definitely come to the right place, so please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you get up to date every single time I go live. I was going to go live yesterday, didn't end up doing so for the 4th of July. I had tech issues, but guys, we have new RAM in the computer. We got a new graphics card, absolutely flying here. Couldn't have done it without y'all supporting me. So again, thank you so much for your continuous support. And just like that, we're back on the Supreme web store looking at the original Jordan collaboration. No text is available in the archives right now. We get 9 pictures, but Michael Jordan wearing a Supreme Jordan shirt. I loved this thing. It was such a simple shirt. I actually copped this shirt along with my Jordan 5 Desert Camos. I eventually sold the shirt because it was a medium. I wasn't wearing it. And back in the day, it used to be just kind of what I did. You would buy a shirt, you'd wear it for a bit, you'd sell it for what you paid. I think I even sold it for a little bit of a profit, even though it was worn quite a bit. Hooded varsity jacket right here. Obviously, if this guy released today, I think it would do super well, even if they didn't change anything. I believe this is a chenille type of a fabric. It's kind of hard to tell by the pictures though, and the leather on the sides looks good too. I have to say, all this Jordan apparel stuff is really rare. You almost never see it in public. At least for me, I've really never seen it. It was a little more common when this release was newer in the sneakerhead community. Obviously, there was a lot of crossover here with the streetwear fans, but love the design of this. The Supreme in the old retro Jordan font, and then the Jordan logo. It's all you need, and perfect execution by both brands. Same design here on the 2 hoodies. It's just the Jumpman with Supreme in the Air Jordan font. And I've been kind of talking about this for a little bit now. I love when Supreme actually drops the box logo and does the other font from the other brand. If this was a box logo, it would not look near as good. It would look honestly pretty corny. Very simple collab as well. White and black were basically the only colors available on the apparel. And then those Desert Camo 5s were just doing their own thing, which I thought was kind of cool and why I ended up copping those. But the sweatpants, they're not the coolest item of the collection. A small logo, the same thing. I do wish they did more with this collection. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. This Coach's jacket is really nice. I think this would be a great item to use like 23, some numbers, some sports references, other things like that. Maybe elephant print, something, but they've just really gone plain and simple with this Supreme Jordan logo on a white and a black clothing item for basically everything. And I had this black Supreme shirt right here with the Jumpman, which is a pretty cool shirt, and it was cheap, not too bad, and a big logo. Hey. And then the 6 panel, I think this was definitely the worst part of the collection. I just don't think it looks too terribly good compared to the other items, but that's just a personal preference. Here's a picture of me wearing the Jordan 5s whenever I copped them back in 2015. You can see my hair is insanely long, and I had a cringe caption, which is pretty funny. Just for proof, there's a picture of my Jordan shirt right there at the graduation ceremony from college. That was the only picture that I could find where I actually was wearing the Air Jordan Supreme shirt. All right, and the reason why we're doing this video is once again a post by Supreme drops where he says a new collaboration between the 2 brands, that being Supreme and Jordan, is set to release this year, fall winter 2024. This was posted back in November 23. The collection apparently will include a puffer jacket, track jacket, hoodies, t-shirts, jerseys, accessories, and items that have yet to be known. I think if they did a basketball, for instance, that would be incredible. And he's done a couple mock-ups. Okay, this is info from the Macintosh, who is a trusted leaker in the Supreme community. He did say some stuff about that Metal Gear collab that never happened, but maybe that was actually happening and they ended up canceling it. Who knows? But even just looking at this right here, while it does look kind of cool as a teaser image, I don't think I really want this. I really hope Supreme doesn't drop the ball when it comes to the logos and the fonts of this drop. I'm hopeful because Jordan is one of my favorite sneaker brands of all time. Basically the brand of shoes that kind of more or less started the sneaker community. You can argue whether it was Nike or not, but I think Jordan really popularized the collection of sneakers, and what I got into sneakers for was Air Jordans. Here are some mock-ups by Supreme drops, and I do love right here, especially on the basketball. The elephant print looks really good, and I actually wouldn't mind a return to this logo right here. If we see some additional stuff, like on this jersey, you see that little tag right there that you see the classic apparel, whatever they put the embroidery tag, that's a great hit. I think we can do more. Like, I don't want to see a re-release of this right here. I don't want to see this right here either. Puffer jacket, I think we can definitely do more, but big varsity letters, I just would love to see some really vintage touches on the puffer jacket and on the jerseys. I want to see some numbers right here. I want to be able to rep my jersey because this is the type of collab that I would go crazy for. I would obviously cop stuff for personal to resell. I think there's going to be money, hype. There's going to be a lot of fun with this collab if it does end up happening. Again, not 100% confirmed, but I'm actually going to take a brief look at some retro Jordan gear and see if we can find maybe a middle ground or some kind of inspiration that Supreme could take for this collaboration. Before we get into that, I did just want to look at the prices for various items in this collab. It's pretty expensive nowadays. I don't know how often these guys actually change hands. This is a good price though for Jordan 5s. A 9.5 for $328. It sounds expensive, but if you look on StockX, and there's some damage on it too, which is unfortunate. But on StockX, it's even more crazy with these brand new ones going for $500. Surprisingly, the white ones have the highest lowest ask. Shirt right here, last one sold for $220, $44. Just a crazy flip. Wish I still had this guy, but you can't really regret what you sold in the past. Here is the 6-panel hat. Lowest ask is $275. Last sale was $218. Not gonna bother to go through the entire recent items sold. Just the last item sold is all we need. Varsity jacket is very sick though, I have to say. Last one sold was, and it was a size small in 2023. So these don't change hands too often. $600 retail on that jacket. Pretty much what you'd expect even in 2015. What was the retail on Coaches? I'm guessing Coaches was like, doesn't even say right here. All right, here's something that they definitely would not do, but would be kind of crazy. What if they ended up going with this kind of a style, with on the back having actually Michael Jordan featured playing basketball? I don't know if they would ever do this, but this would kind of be a dope idea for Supreme to do. I don't know how much it kind of sticks to Supreme's brand identity, but I saw this jacket and was like, hey, that could be kind of cool. I think something like this could be really cool too, with a big embroidery on the back, with maybe even the Bulls or like a fake Supreme team, something. The fact that they do have the Jordan license makes me wonder if they could actually use Chicago. I don't know if they would even do that though. Maybe this could say like Supreme, and then you get their Western Conference patches. Get your 1994, 1995, whatever. Get your patches on the sides, and I think that'd be really neat to see some kind of a jacket like that. But let's get real, guys. What's the most important part of a Jordan collaboration? I mentioned it before. It's the sneakers. This is gonna be the defining point of this collaboration. What retro Jordans will they pick? Now, of course, they could not even do retro Jordans. They could do a collab without shoes. That would be terrible. They could do something like Spizikes and tie Spike Lee into it. I don't know how I feel about that. Even though Spizikes are a bad pair of shoes, they're not a retro. So let's think. What would Supreme do? Well, the one thing I know Supreme wouldn't do is buy into any kind of hype. So they're not gonna do the Jordan 1s, I don't think. If they were to do the Jordan 1s, Supreme Drops did do another mock-up with these fuck denims, which is kind of interesting. I think these look pretty good, even though I'm not a huge fan of the fuck mock-up. I still think he did a pretty good job on these, and I certainly can't design in Photoshop like that. maybe I should learn because I would love to do mock-ups in the future. I think what would be kind of neat would be a more obscure model. I think something like the Jordan 8 could be very interesting. With Supreme's unique take on it, I've also never owned a pair of Jordan 8s, believe it or not. I copped a pair of playoffs, but I resold them. Even something down here in the more avant-garde, lesser known, really less hyped ones would be interesting, like the Air Jordan 23s, or potentially even the 21s, which have that carbon fiber plating and where that red suede on that main colorway that was released back in 06. But you can always go classic with like a Jordan 4. Here's the thing, why I don't really want a Jordan 1 or a 4 or even really a 3 is because it's gonna garner way too much mainstream hype and it's not what Supreme really does. Let's take the 5 for instance. While the 5 is one of my top Jordan models, at a certain time I definitely would have said it's my favorite Jordan model. I think that might have changed. I don't really know what my stack ranking is right now, but I do love the 5. It's not the most hype of all of them. I think that still goes to probably the 1, 3, and 4, somewhere between those. Of course, you have the 11 fans always going crazy, but I do feel like that hype is maybe trending downwards, certainly in the newer sneakerheads. That's kind of an old head sneaker, which I consider myself an old head at this point. We also have, think about this guys, tie-ins with the Olympics. I don't know, I know it's during the summer and it's not gonna be during the winter, but could we see some kind of Olympic colorway? What do you guys think and what would you want to see? Please put it in the comment section down below what type of Jordan you would want to see Supreme collaborate on. My final answer is something like the 8s. And I want to see them do something with the tags and all the different colorways. The vintage Chanel could look pretty neat. And I think that Supreme definitely has the capability to make even the 9s and 10s, which are Jordans that I've never really been a fan of. I think they could even make these 2 pairs pretty dope. So guys, that's going to do it for today's video in the history of the Jordan collaboration with Supreme and the potential upcoming collaboration this fall winter. What do you think, and are you looking forward to this type of collab? What kind of pieces would you like to see? For me personally, I thought those mock-ups by Supreme drops were decent and a good place to start. Again, they are not the official images. The collaboration has not been officially announced and probably won't likely be announced until it's about to drop. Of course, I hope we get more info regarding leaks on things about this drop and in fall winter 2024 in general, and stick around to the channel because I'll definitely be posting anything we get in the community so I can tell you guys here on YouTube. It's been your boy Thomas and I'm out. Peace and butt grease. See ya.